Hey y'all, welcome to Dirty Laundry.
Welcome to Dirty Laundry. Hi, Pumpkin.
Hey.
Pep up. I need you to be
I am pepped up. What you want me to do?
Dirty Laundry.
One more show, y'all, next week.
Yes, next week is our season finale.
The finale.
It's bittersweet. It's like, I'm excited, but I want to keep going too. But we'll be back. Don't fret. We'll give you more information on that later on, but let's talk about tonight's show first.
Yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about parenting. Some of the questions we have are, is beating a child necessary? I'll let y'all know when it's time. What age is too young to have children? Can gays raise kids equally as straights?
That's very interesting. I didn't know that was a question.
It is, because
also, my top 10 tonight, I'm actually giving the top 10 things to ask yourself before deciding to have children. Because a lot of people are out here just having kids and not quite ready. So we're going to go through a few different things you probably should question before you decide to give a whole birth.
That's true. And the other question I had was, when is it okay to allow someone else to raise your kids? So this is gonna be cool.
I'm gonna hold my tongue right now, but I can
definitely. I can too. So as throughout the show, feel free to call in 804-915-5202. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Mine is TLL Pumpkin, and I do check it and respond.
And mine is official KenBarbie. You ready to get into the dirty?
That's right.
Alright, so those unfamiliar, the dirty is our news and entertainment discussion, where you can find each one of these stories and more at KenBarbie.com. Kicking it off this week with, yet again, Chris Brown is in trouble. Chris Brown is being investigated by police yet again after a 24-year-old woman in Anaheim accused him of assaulting her in a nightclub on Saturday night. Deanna Bynes claims that while she was in the VIP section of Heat Ultra Lounge, Chris deliberately shoved her to the ground as the club was closing. Bynes reportedly hit her knee so hard that the doctors are telling her that she may need to have surgery.
He hit her?
He pushed her out of his way, and she somehow fell on her knee.
She probably was just being extra, like everybody else. I'm sick of it.
Right, it sounds really sketchy, right?
Everybody's trying to put stuff on Chris Brown, in my opinion.
And I'm so glad you said that, because surprise, surprise, according to the club owner, the accuser is completely full of shit. Via TMZ, the owner of Heat Ultra Lounge in Anaheim tells us, based on the information which we have gathered from our security company, mall security, and other party goers which were in the club that night, it is apparent that the alleged incident is completely false. So, guys better look for another come up, because apparently, no, this is not it.
He's a target right now for anything, so.
Clearly, but, apparently all it takes is for the club owner to actually speak out against you to turn a victim into a groupie real easily. Sorry, Diana. Moving on. It's amazing, and this goes right into what we were just saying about Miss Bynes and her alleged Chris Brown incident. It's amazing what people will do to catch the attention of their favorite celebrity. We see this every day. Mm-hmm. So, they will literally sell their soul, I feel like. And apparently J. Cole partygoers and fans would actually kill their family.
That's nuts.
Well, the story goes that J. Cole's album Born Center hit stores last week. And while interacting with his fans on Twitter, he found out just how crazy folks can be after a fan threatened to kill his little sister if he didn't get a retweet from Cole. The fan posted a photo of him pointing a gun at his little sister, who looked to be like all of 10 or 11 maybe.
Yeah.
With the caption, "Retweet me and I'll buy Born Center. Don't retweet me and I'll kill my little sister." Of course, without knowing or wanting to take the chance, J. Cole did retweet the fan, followed by a brief tweet stating, "That's the craziest thing I've ever seen on Twitter."
But what's weird is you got to understand how many tweets that they get, the celebrities get.
So it's that he saw that.
Yeah. Or people kept retweeting it to him. Somebody might have just kept saying, "Hey, did you see this?" And he probably just glimpsed because, I'm sure somebody else saw it. Like, you can't be serious.
Right.
But I'm glad that he did.
After the fan got his pesky little retweet that he killed for, he bragged about it after someone said that his mother was going to kill him and said, "No, she was actually in the room with me." It's like, what? Where's Child Protective Services when you need them? The mother was in the room.
She just is crazy.
But either way, his glory actually didn't last long. The 19-year-old Texas native is now under investigation by police after being reported to authorities by Twitter and TMZ.
How old was he?
19.
Oh, he's not a child. Why y'all keep calling him a child? He's a grown man.
Right. The good news is that the gun was actually a BB gun. The bad news is that this little sister now has to live knowing that a gun was pointed to her face on Twitter in front of everyone going forward. But
he took a picture on Twitter of her?
It was a picture of him pointing the gun.
Oh, yeah.
They
like can press charges on him. Yeah. You know, they don't even need his mom to do it or nobody. They can do it themselves.
Speaking of questionable raising of children, perfect for tonight's topic. Anyone who has been following the news and social media as of late should be able to tell you that former child star Amanda Bynes has lost her mind. And apparently she's getting some help with that, and I don't mean in a good way. Rapper Waka Flocka recently conducted an interview and said that he and Amanda Bynes will be creating a song together. He is also in works of inking a deal with the former child star to produce a full-on album. You here for that?
No. I don't really care for Waka Flocka anyway.
Who does?
He cool, but I'm not a fan.
I don't know that I know any of his music other than No Hands and Oh Let's Do It.
Yeah.
But reportedly the album is already tied up to be shot. And when Waka was asked if he thought Amanda was a little bit off recently, he said not at all. She has it all together to me and she's about to kill the rap game. There's no projected release date for this project as of yet.
She a rapper?
Apparently she's about to be.
Oh. Who knew?
Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry. Who knew? Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry.
I'm not understanding. Like, is y'all judging people?
Judging what?
Everybody, like, y'all dogging these celebrities, like,
oh no, this is entertainment news. It's not being dogged, it's the facts.
So anything with these stories that seems like it may be dogging the celebrity out, they may be dogging themselves because
no, we're not dogging
reported events. Check out KenBarbie.com for all your latest news so you'll be able to follow that.
Yeah.
Now, I think we're about to get into it.
Alright, let's go.
Me and Pumpkin battle every now and again about certain subjects. And we started a brief conversation around this one earlier this week, but I said, let's just save it for Dirty Laundry. So last week, Paula Deen had the worst week ever. The celebrity chef was fired from the Food Network after she admitted using racial slurs in a videotaped deposition. The story goes that Lisa Jackson, a former manager of Dean's restaurant, is suing the celebrity chef and her brother for racial and sexual discrimination. The Associated Press says that Jackson's attorney asked Paula Deen if she ever used the word nigger, to which she replied, yes, of course I have.
And I'm just trying to figure out what's wrong with saying, yes, I have.
What's right about her using that word in a derogatory manner?
How old is the lady, Cam?
I don't care.
I do. I do. Because y'all gotta understand this lady's like 70 or pushing 80. Like, she came up in the times when that was accepted.
And I'm gonna comment on that in just a second.
Yeah.
Just to continue with the story. Yesterday, Dean released an apology video pleading for forgiveness from her fans. In the video, to me, she seemed like really bewildered and like she was reading from cue cards. But she then later removed that video and posted a message to her site stating, I want people to understand that my family and I are not the kind of people that the press is wanting to say we are. I spent the best of 24 years to help myself and others. Your color of your skin, religion, or sexual preference does not matter to me, only where your heart is. Girl, get out of here. It's not, I don't feel like...
They asked her, has she ever used the word nigger? And she said yes. Okay. And that is, I mean, that's just like saying, have you ever used the word chink or cracker or spit? Like, all that stuff is racial. And when you're with your friends or family or something, you might want to say something out the way. She basically just answered the question. Yes, I've used it before. She ain't say she just used it right now. I'm not using it right now. She said before. So I'm not saying it's okay back then when she did it, but it was accepted back then.
So my question to you is, if you were in Lisa Jackson, the former employee's shoes, how would you feel if Paula was to tell you, girl, go in there and fix that chicken N-word?
But we don't know that happened.
The entire case is built around her using it in a derogatory way in reference to her employees.
All right, so that's what the story should say, though. That's not what it says. It says she was asked, has she ever used it?
So now
the story doesn't state that.
So now that we
she
know,
did something to an employee.
Do you still feel as though it was okay?
No, it's not okay if she did it to the employee now in 2013. No, it's not okay that she did that to her. It's racial, and you can get a lawsuit, which she's going through right now. So she's getting that, but should she lose her job for the word?
Yes.
You should lose your job for using a word.
You need to be responsible for what they say.
Y'all, black people,
y'all,
black people need to stop associating yourself with the word nigger. Stop doing that. Like, is so, I mean, come on, it's 2013. It's like, let it go, yo. Like,
do not sit here and downplay white
that's
people.
That's right, Paula Deen.
In a derogatory way.
Paula Deen. I hope she watched this. I hope she watched this. You're a nigga, Paula Deen.
Oh, what?
I mean, what? Anybody can be that. What's the definition? Pull it up in Webster. What Webster say? What did Webster say? Get your phone. Google it. Google it.
That's like someone calling.
No, anyone can be that. That's all I'm saying. Just like we walk around and calling police pigs, and they rapping about pigs in every rap song, but ain't nobody mad at that. That's racist.
I don't agree. I don't.
Hey, look.
And then a part that made me upset about it was some of her fans on Twitter who actually were African American were stating that they were biased and felt like it was okay because
let me see this phone.
Because they love her chicken. Like, don't downplay something that this.
Nah, not this definition. I don't want the definition that says extremely offensive name for a black person.
Hey.
That's over. Let this go. This is the definition from back in the day.
Over to who, Pumpkin?
Give it back to them people from back in the day. Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry.
How y'all doing tonight?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Well, are you looking on there? Because I just started looking for it. I haven't finished.
Yeah.
But do you see cracker in the dictionary?
What the cracker say in the dictionary?
That's what I want to know. Cause
I'm gonna go Google that
I think
too.
that's her point. It's not in there.
No, it should be a cracker because it's food.
Not the cracker that we're speaking.
I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I feel that.
Don't spell it that way. Cracker. Am I spelling wrong? K-R-A.
I see where you was going next time.
Anyway, I spelled it different ways.
Yeah.
And it didn't come out like it's what we mean by it.
I'm trying to search your name.
They even got a family named Cracker.
Hold on. You said they got what name, Cracker?
Got a family with the last name Cracker.
Oh, hold on, baby. I just pulled it up for you, and it's C-R-A-C-K-A, or either they spell it C-R-A-K-E-R, and it says it's sometimes project. What does it say?
It's sometimes
we don't know this word.
Projective to expression of white people.
So it's in there. Why y'all, since black people think it's not in there, it's in there. So
okay.
thank you, baby.
I was spelling it wrong.
Yeah, it's C-R-A-C-K-A or E-R.
That was a C. I always thought it was a K.
Okay, baby.
Thank you for calling.
But so it's in there. That's all I'm saying.
Either way.
Oh, look. Originally, the white slave driver, because he would crack the whip, hence the noun, cracker. He used to crack the whip. That's what they said. I mean, they got another definition for it. So you call them what you want, but it's in here.
Let's move on.
Let's look for pigs.
Let's move on for the sake of getting into the topic. Of course, you guys can definitely chime in for the rest of the show on the topic as well as any of the entertainment, whether that be the Paula Deen story or anything, by calling us at 804-915-5202. So,
Did they say this word was branded? It say it was branded. That don't make no sense. Nah, because it don't make no sense. Why you bring it up? A fully grown niglet.
Pumpkin.
What is that? What is a niglet?
We are never going to move on.
Oh my God.
Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry.
Hi, yes. I had a comment about the whole Paula situation.
Okay.
Yes.
I agree with Pumpkin.
Thank you.
Why is that?
Because I feel like black people use cracker and they call white people out of their names. Yes, the N-word is a bad word to use coming where it comes from, but black people call each other that all the time.
Like it's nothing.
And I feel like
nothing.
It's 2013. Get over it. If y'all don't want other people calling you that, then don't call other people that.
That's right.
But what I don't agree with is the whole slave-themed wedding she was supposed to have came up with.
Oh, wow.
That's another part of the story.
Yeah, now, some stuff that she did, I don't agree with. Like, she say they had to dress like that?
They had to dress as if they were slaves when they attended this wedding.
Now, that's when you're doing too much. I feel that.
The whole, with her saying that she used the N-word,
yeah.
I mean, who don't use it? It's how I feel about the situation.
That's probably how she feel too.
She can't do that though. Thank you for calling.
Oh, but y'all can post these niggas be like pictures all day. Come on now. When the white people posting up the niggas be like pictures, y'all ain't mad. Y'all liking them. Y'all selling them on Instagram. Come on now. Come on, let's talk about it.
Moving on.
Let's move on then.
Tell them what we're talking about tonight.
Alright, y'all. So, again, we're talking about parenting tonight. I feel like I'm leaving something out because, I mean, I'm stuck on parenting.
Well, it's more so Dirty Laundry's family values. So tonight we're talking about what's important when it comes to raising not only just your children and parenting, but also when it comes to building a family and raising your family, which is why my top 10 is centered around before you and your significant other or your partner decide to have children. Mm-hmm. So we all know it's supposed to go the typical way, the perfect way, where you meet, start dating, get married, maybe have some kids. But it doesn't always happen that way. But either way, this is going to be about sitting down with your partner, your co-parent, and seeing what do you need to ask yourself before you decide that you're built to have a child.
All right.
You ready?
Let's go.
You got your notes? Mm-hmm. You might not need no notes on this, though.
Yeah, I swear. I've been doing this for too long.
All right, so, number 10. You need to ask yourself, am I comfortable with my child's religious upbringing? Now, what I mean by that is I think many parents find themselves in a difficult place when deciding if religious upbringing is involved in a child's general upbringing. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to have your co-parent planning on sending the child off to Catholic school the first chance they get. Meanwhile, you ready to send them to Greater Mount Baptist Church the first chance you get. So you need to sit down with your co-parent and decide if religion is even an important factor in this child's life right now, or if it's something that they need to build on their own, or if y'all going to attempt to bring them up and raise them in a certain way, because you just may not agree.
That's a big issue, though, when you bring two different religions together. I don't know why it's such a big issue, but some religions go up super hard.
Yeah, so that's a big issue for even when it's just a relationship between two people. So to bring a child into that, it takes it to a whole nother level. But do you think that it's even appropriate to force a religion on a child necessarily?
I think that a child has to be raised up in some form of a church. You know, I mean, that's how I feel. That's how I was raised. I don't go to church every day. I got 3 kids, and I don't go to church every day. But my kids do attend church, and I would say everybody should. But some stuff I just don't agree with. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe because I was raised as a Baptist. Like, I feel like, no, I'm not going to send my kids to the Jehovah's.
And that's normal.
You know, I'm not going to send them to Catholic church. I'm not going to send them with the Muslims. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just how you raised, I guess.
And that's typical.
So why would you be with somebody outside that anyway?
Because people are people. I wouldn't decide to be with somebody based on their religion. But I think also, I don't have children. So
you mean tell me you going to be with a Muslim that can marry 15 different people?
Well, no, that's not going to happen. See? But I show some discretion when choosing. I don't stay to one religion. But, I mean, I would say maybe when I have children one day, I don't think I would necessarily force any beliefs on them. That's for you to decide. I
feel that, but it's just you still have to raise them some type of. It's up to parents to guide. So we have to guide them the right direction if they choose to at a certain age.
And we'll get there later, but it doesn't have to be religion. Cool. Yeah. Number 9. Can you truly be gender blind? So what I mean by that is most men and women like to believe they will love a daughter just as much as they would love a son, whichever one they had. But in reality, we all as people have our own preferences as to what gender we like our child to be. So that's not a guarantee. So that's
God's work.
Exactly.
Let him do what he do.
So you don't want to get into it. You need to make sure you're strong enough to realize if you don't get this, it's okay. It's still your child. You still have to love them, take care of them in the way. Because there are definitely children out here who feel that type of neglect or feel some type of resentment from their parents because their parents are not satisfied. That's the reality out here.
Well, what about kids that might come retarded?
What?
I mean, born like with Down syndrome or something, and you have parents that disown their kids after that. You know, like, it's not even just the gender. It's sometimes, oh, no, my baby's slow, or they could come out with heart conditions, whatever. You do have some parents that can't deal with it, or you might have a kid that can't walk, can't use their arms.
Right, and that's a great point. So maybe we should change that question. It was the first level on Dirty Laundry. So not can I truly be gender blind, but can I be blind to anything with my child? Can I look past?
Because you would not believe how many people would disown a child. That can't be my child. Because there's no way I would have had a child that has Down syndrome or that is autistic. There's no way I could have did that. So.
But had it happened, you would have had no choice but to do.
So, and you got to understand, it's parents that can't. So they will actually leave. Like, mother's going to be there regardless. Mama going to be there regardless. And I can't say that every mom is, but most moms, especially if you got a child that's born with an issue, you're going to be there by their side 100%. It's the dads that take stuff the wrong way sometimes, I think. It's harder.
I think it can go both ways. I think all in all, you just need to ask yourself, can you set aside any type of bias or preference toward a child? Because the gift of life is amazing either way. Don't treat this child a different type of way just because it's not what you would prefer in life.
That's right.
Number 8, and again, these are the top 10 things to ask yourself before deciding to have children. Am I going to be a good parent? So this is where you have to sit back and truly evaluate yourself. Of course, nobody can really answer this question for you, but you do have to draw upon some history. Maybe how you saw your parents raise you, certain things that you had to deal with in the past. Do you think that you would be the same way? Because it could be negative.
Yeah.
Or do you think that those things taught you a lesson and you can raise your child appropriately?
Well, let me tell you something. I didn't think that I was ready when I was 19. I got pregnant at 19. And I didn't think I was ready, but I had to get ready.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I probably felt like, no, I can't do this. But when it happens, and you got to step up to the plate and you got to do what you got to do to raise your kids. So.
Absolutely. And you just have to ask yourself, how do you want your child to see you?
That's right.
So, who do you want your child to be in the future? You have to make sure that you're setting a proper example. There's going to be times where your child doesn't like you and they argue with you, but you have to still be that positive parent to them, right or wrong.
True indeed.
I'm hitting on something tonight. We agreeing?
Mm-hmm.
We don't ever agree.
A little bit.
Number 7. Can I truly handle the disruptions that a child can bring? And see, this is part of my thing. This is why I don't have kids right now.
Oh, wow.
Let's talk about that. Okay. So babies can decide to cry at any moment, day or night. Hanging diapers and such can be messy and thankless. And babies must be secured in car seats whether you're driving up the street or 2 hours away. Like, you have to realize that you have to stop a lot of easy convenience to take care of the child and put them first. No. I can't do that right now.
It's some work. It's some work, and especially for mothers that breastfeed, that is work right there. You know, pumping and all this before you go to work, so you can make sure the baby got bottles. And you know, you sitting in the restaurant, you got to pull it out, get the blanket. It's a lot. I never breastfed. Couldn't do it. Didn't make
Why
it.
not?
Tried it one time.
What happened? Did it hurt?
It hurt. They want the kids to latch. Their baby started latching. Couldn't do it. Sorry. You know, they say it's the right thing, huh?
Right, so you need to ask yourself if you're ready to give up part of your own comfort in order to raise and protect the baby.
Yes.
Like, a trip to the store could take an extra hour to prepare for.
Yeah, you got to get the scroll out.
Who got
You got
time?
to get the diapers. It's just too much.
I don't have time. I just can't. We're going to get into why I don't have any children in just a moment. But let's just to get the top 10 out the way.
All right.
Number 6. Do I have enough friends and relatives to form a supportive network? So we all know the saying, and some may disagree, it takes a village to raise a child. We've all heard that. And I believe that that's true.
You believe it's true?
I do. I think You need other positive figures in your life. And it's, of course, if you want maybe to go out, you need somebody that's going to be there to take care of that child. You can't just leave them hanging. Or
What's with dad for?
Dad isn't always in the picture.
True.
So you need to make sure you have a proper relationship maybe with your family, or you have some friends that can help you build this child's life, that can help set this child on the right track. So do you have that network around you?
Yeah.
Do you
Definitely.
think
You do need a support system if
Absolutely.
if you're the only parent. It is hard, and that's when people do become abusive. Like, cause it's like they're yelling, and I'm sick of this child. You know, I can't do this. So, I mean, every parent does need a break. I came up at a time, my mama was like, parents don't get breaks. Like, the only time you need a break is when I go to work. And like nowadays, people having kids younger, so they want to go out and stuff.
so? Being that you brought up age, let's take a break from the top 10 to go into our first question.
Yeah.
How young is too young to raise a child in your opinion?
I mean, to me, anything under 18, you just need to really just focus on getting through school, graduating, and doing that. You know, once you hit 18, you are an adult. You cannot stop people from having kids at that age. But the younger kids that are walking around middle schools and high schools pregnant, it's like a bad example for a lot of other young girls around. You know, remember Pregnancy Pack? Did you ever watch that?
I heard about it, but I never.
The Pregnancy Pack was just a group of girls that decided they all wanted to get pregnant together at the same school.
I actually got a comment in regards to the age to raise a child.
Yeah.
And one moment.
Now the system is making it so easy for people to have children and get so much assistance, even underage. So you can be 16 years old and you can apply for Medicaid, you can apply for food stamps, you can apply for a lot of different things, even under the care of your parents. I don't get it, but everybody needs help, but I'm just saying, they're making it easy for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, shoot, I can do this and still get what I need. I don't need my mama to do nothing. You can still get WIC. You know what I'm saying? So you can get WIC, food stamps, Medicaid, all of that. So why
So
not?
this comment here is basically saying that they believe that the appropriate age to raise a child would be 25. They say that they believe that a person at that point will be stable in their career, they may be financially secure and so forth, and mature enough to where, as of what they've been through, to raise a child. I don't completely agree, only because I know people who have done it younger. Not saying that that's the appropriate way, but I just think it's a situation of if you're ready. I definitely don't think 16, 17, any of that is appropriate.
Yeah.
But if you're 18 years old, you have your own,
You're doing your
you're
own
financially
thing. It's
stable,
like,
do your thing.
what can anyone do? You know, when I was 19, I had my own place. I had my own car. I was working. I took care of my son. You know what I'm saying? Me and his dad, we did it, like, on our own. We didn't call mom and say, hey, guess what? I'm pregnant. What am I going to do? It wasn't like that. It's like, okay, now we got to tighten up. We got to work. We got to do what we need to do. So 25 is good. I feel her. But shoot, at 25, most men still staying at home with mom or dad. Like, they're not ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely just depends on the person. That's why I don't agree with the specific age. I would never say it's a specific age to have a child because it's different.
Everybody's different. Everybody's raised different. Everybody thinks things different. You know if you're ready or if you're not. So,
which is the purpose of these questions.
Yeah.
So back to the top 10. Number 5, and again, these are the top 10 things to ask yourself before deciding to have children.
Yeah.
Number 5, am I ready to become Mr. or Mrs. Responsibility? And what I mean by that is make sure you're prepared to become a mom or dad at home. And not just Mr. or Mrs. Pop Lock and drop it in the club for $1 every weekend. Like, you need to make sure that you are properly prepared to take care of this child and be responsible. Like, everything changes. You can't be selfish anymore. Like, bills have to be paid on time because somebody else is now at fault for this.
Yeah.
And it's a lot that goes into it. You cannot be irresponsible with the child.
I agree. I definitely agree because you just got to turn to this parent now. Mom and dad ain't doing it no more. Like, I'm that mama. Bring a baby home to me.
Right.
Let one of my boys bring a baby home to me. I'm not grandma. I'm not grandma material.
And how old are your boys?
My oldest is 14, and then I have a 12-year-old. and a 5-year-old.
So how would you feel if that 14-year-old brought?
Oh, we talk about this every day. The same way I sit here and talk to you. You better use a condom. That's all I'm saying. Strap up. Point blank period. At 14 years old, if y'all not talking to your boys or your girls about sex, trust and believe somebody at school talking to them about it. Trust and believe it's a girl out there or a boy out there that's trying to get at your kid, and you need to be that parent, and it's not about, are we friends with our kids, that situation. You know what I'm saying?
True, and I think you just need to ask yourself if you're ready to become a mature role model for a child.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Well, I ain't right. Don't bring no grandbabies. I hope they watching.
Number 4, and this might get a little sketchy. I'm a little bit old school, just a little bit. Am I committed to this relationship? So remember I said that this was more so for if you're sitting down with your co-parent partner, whatever you want to call them.
Are y'all talking about this? It would be like, we having a discussion.
Right, I don't think anybody, I say that because I don't think anybody wants to get into a situation where they're having a child with somebody that they don't plan on being with in the long run.
Yeah.
Who plans that? Nobody.
Yeah.
So it may sound like a harsh question to ask, especially when it should be obvious you're in a romantic relationship, but it is what it is. You do need to make sure that this isn't something that you're just doing in the moment and somebody you're going to be with for now.
Because he said he loved me.
No, and a lot of women, I found that a lot of women have a child because they think it's going to keep the man. And that doesn't work. Like,
It's not work.
If you couldn't keep him, that child won't either. Eventually, it's a wrap for all of it.
True.
So if you guys are having pre-baby issues and you're looking to have them reconciled with this new child in the world, it's not going to happen. Work those out before you bring this new life into the world because that relationship may not even make it. Narrowing it down. Number 3. Am I having a child to keep up with the Joneses?
What that got to do with anything?
Listen, don't just have a child because you're looking for specific benefits on the system or you're looking for a bigger return in tax time. Don't do that.
I know a couple of them. Because if you had that baby before January 1st, you can file them.
And some people really do.
Yeah,
don't do that. Like, just work harder. Maybe save you some money in February you can splurge, or all year you can splurge. Don't have a child for that. And also, I think some couples feel a social pressure to form families because they'll see their friends having families.
You have their parents telling them when you gonna give me a grandbaby. So, yeah.
I got that question. It was like, who?
Yeah. Nah.
That's what I have siblings for.
Ken, it's all about you. You don't got time for that.
Who?
You, no kids.
Listen.
You got the dog.
Right. That's all I need right now.
Yeah.
Me personally, I have other things that I need to do.
Yeah.
I have other goals that I need to meet. I have other places I need to travel to. It's just, it's not going to happen right now. Just know.
I'm with you.
No time. So number 2, do I agree with my co-parent on discipline?
Why we got to talk about that so early on?
Because I feel like it's so many parents that disagree on discipline issues. One parent may believe strongly in spanking or other punishment to their child, while others may favor non-physical, like time-out types of things.
Yeah.
Which leads me into a great question.
Yeah.
What do you think as far as disciplining the child? Do you think it's appropriate to give them beatings, quote unquote, or what? How do you discipline a child?
What's a beating to you, though? What is beating?
Spanking and all of that. Personally, if I had a child, my child may just be the most spoiled thing on earth because I would never put my hands on them. But that child gonna be lost in the world of thinking, oh yes, it's great. I'm just gonna float around. I can do what I want. That's your kid. No. Nothing. I'm gonna jump on the couch. I'm gonna jump on the bed. I'm gonna walk on the kitchen table. I think that there are ways to discipline a child.
Well, you gonna set them in timeout.
I'm not gonna.
You doing timeouts? Count to 5. Timeout. 5 minutes for a 5-year-old. Put them in a corner.
But at the same time, there are still children out here who you can smack them, you can spank them, And
at a certain
doesn't
age,
matter.
it has to, in my opinion, it has to be done at a younger age. As kids get older, and you never ever put your hands on them, and then all of a sudden you want to beat them.
So how young is too young to spank your child, though?
What? Well, look, when they're newborns, y'all shouldn't be hitting those kids. I mean, I don't know. Somebody told me before 6 months, and I was just like, well, what is a 6-month-old doing?
What did a 6-month-old do to deserve?
I don't agree with that. But
Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry.
Okay, now about this spanking situation. I feel like I would not spank my child because when I was sitting thinking, I have flashbacks about when I was spanked. No, thank you. No, you could have just sat me in a chair and told me, don't do that. You didn't have to beat me from here to kingdom come. So I just feel like it's other ways. I can't say there's other ways to discipline your child without.
do you have children?
I don't.
Oh, okay. So I would love to talk to you after. I would love to talk to both of y'all after y'all get them. When they start screaming at y'all in the store, in the grocery store, and falling out.
You're not spanking them.
I understand, like a love tap here and there, but I wouldn't, like whip out the bell or the switches or no.
Yeah, go get your switch off the tree. Go outside and get your own switch. I didn't have to go outside.
Switch off the tree.
I had to go outside and get my own switch.
No. See,
now, let me tell you, my mama didn't beat me. My mama didn't
So why
beat
didn't
me.
you get a switch?
It was the aunts and the uncles and everybody else that did it. It's like, my mama don't even beat me. So every time somebody would beat me, I scream and cry to my mom. My mom would be like, she ain't never got to come over here no more.
Well, the caller made a good point to me as far as she remembers what she had to go through as a child. And that's primarily my reason for it. It's like, I always had this mouth. So I talk back. So, and I used to get disciplined by spankings from that sometimes. So it's like, I remember that, and I don't want to do that to my child.
Somebody just said the neighborhood beat me.
Is that discipline, or is that just fighting at that point? Because you're not my parent. But we did say it takes a village, so.
Yeah, she said the neighborhood beat you, then your parents, I guess is what she was trying to say. But listen, like, let me tell you why I feel like kids need beatings. They need it because they need it. Sometimes they need it. This is my feelings, Ken. Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry.
I would like to make a comment about the discipline.
Okay.
Okay, I feel to a certain extent you should discipline your child because, they'll remember not to do certain things that they've done in the past. Like me, for example, there was one time when I was like 7 or 8, I stole something from the store, and my mother with me. I never stole anything ever again because I remember that beating.
That's all I'm saying.
I just think maybe it's other ways to teach a lesson.
I understand that too because I feel like if I had children, I wouldn't necessarily discipline them in the form of getting a beating. So I do agree with you to that, but sometimes you do have to, I guess whoop them or discipline them to let them know that, certain things you just can't do.
Right.
True.
That makes sense.
Thank you
for calling. So basically what he's saying is there's levels to this shit.
Listen.
So if you do something
I got 3 boys. They not gonna whoop me. So I got to beat them first. That's all I'm saying.
Why is that the alternative?
Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry.
Hey, this is TL.
How you doing, TL? Haven't talked to you in a while.
Where you been at?
We've been on Tuesday nights.
Okay, I've been missing you. First time I've seen you in a long time.
Yeah. How you feel about beating kids?
Well, my daddy, oh Lord. Put it like this. I never done no time, but some of them whoopings my daddy did, I needed them.
Yeah.
But kids do need discipline.
Yeah.
And back then, my daddy would whoop me. You can't do that now. Ironing cords, switches.
Yeah.
I ran one time.
You better not run.
I didn't run no more.
You better not run.
But I see kids today. my friend, she got kids, and I discipline them. But I watch what I do with that. You gotta, you can say things in love.
Yeah.
But you know what? My granddaddy used to tell me this, and it's true. If you don't handle them in the high chair, they gonna end up in the electric chair.
All right now. Wow. All right, Tia. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
All
Good seeing you.
All right, you too.
Before we get into number one, because he brought up the extension cords and so forth, I don't
remember.
remember, but it was a video a couple months back.
I seen that.
Where a father caught his two daughters twerking, and for those who don't know, twerking is basically dancing suggestively.
Yeah, but they were real religious though.
Yeah, they were doing this in church. So when he walked in, they made a YouTube video. He saw the video. When he walked in, they were still recording, and he proceeded to beat them to the floor with an extension cord.
That man was going on them kids.
So do you feel like that was just discipline, or was that abuse?
That was abuse, in my opinion, because they should have been disciplined, but he basically abused them. They was little girls. This is a grown man.
It got to a point where he was hitting them in their face.
Yeah, like he was so mad, he didn't take the time out to look at what he was doing. He was angry, and that's another thing. They said don't beat your kids when you're angry. Now, we're in Virginia, so in Virginia, the police officer told me corporal punishment is okay. So long as you don't leave no whoops, no bruises, no blood.
He's actually,
but he's not here though.
Yeah, he was under investigation. After that, I didn't follow the case, so I'm not sure what happened later on. But he definitely.
Well, here it's okay, guys. So if you want to beat the kids, just don't leave no blood, no marks, or nothing. Because they go to the school, then they're going to send social services to your house. No, I'm just telling these people the truth.
Number one. Before I beat you. Number one. Gotta get my drum roll.
Let's go, Ken. Beating on the table. The table. That song is going to come out on the last show.
Season finale next week, so we going to push out our record. Number one. Am I financially prepared to raise a child? So,
are you ever?
I mean, it doesn't mean immediate medical or household expenses that you have set aside necessarily, but you must ask yourself if you're secure enough to financially raise this child from a month to 18 without going bankrupt. Like, just make sure that you're secure in your employment. And, I mean, nobody's job is safe these days, but just make sure you're confident in the job that you have and the money that you're bringing in, because it's not just supporting you or your partner anymore. It's now bringing a third, sometimes maybe fourth mouth to feed when you're raising children. So, you just have to make sure you're financially secure. I feel like that's the most important thing.
I mean, I feel you, but I don't feel like that's the most important.
So what do you think is most important?
I don't feel like financially is the most important, because nobody is ever financially ready. That means you're never going to have kids.
I don't think
you're never ready. Because the way, I mean, I don't know the figures. I'm pretty sure we could Google it. But they got figures on everything these days. So I'm pretty sure they'll be like, well, you need to be at least making $60,000 a year. Not a lot of people are making that much a year, to raise kids. You know what I'm saying? You want them in the best schools, the best daycares,
I think it's just about stability. So if you have serious reservations about being stable with this child down the road, or even right away, you might just need to wait until your financial outlook opens. Don't stress don't go without your means.
Well, how do you feel about abortions?
I don't support abortion. Now, in some cases, maybe it's a situation as far as someone was raped or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But never because you laid down and decided to produce a child do I feel like you should.
All right.
That's my
but if you're not financially able, so you feel like they should have it and give it up for adoption?
There are adoption. There sometimes even family members will agree to raise a child, which is one of our questions. It's a lot of. How do you feel about abortion?
I feel like it's your body and you do what you want to do with it. I mean, that's me. My opinion is, unless you're married, that's the only time it should matter, when you and your husband have to come together to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's your body. I mean, in my opinion, for women, I mean, when you have abortion nowadays, they were just talking about it this morning on the news, they give you counseling before you do it. And some people do say, never mind. Yeah, sometimes, because it might be that my husband might be at home like, you getting rid of it, da-da-da. Look at Rashida. You see what I'm saying? On Love and Hip Hop. She was going through it. Like,
but that's
you know what I mean?
To me, for those who don't watch, basically Rashida got pregnant. She's also a rapper, and her husband is her manager, so he felt like she needed to focus on her career, to where he's actually asking her to get an abortion rather than setting her career to the side for the next 9 months. I feel like I can't say the word.
I think that's selfish.
That's a B word move to me.
I think it's selfish.
A man, that's not a husband.
I think that's selfish because as a woman, she really, really wants it.
Mm-hmm.
So in that situation, I think that's wrong on his part as a man. Like, okay, she got pregnant. She don't want to kill her child. I mean, I feel her. But if you're in a situation where you can't provide financially and you're really not comfortable with adopting your kid, then 9 months, you get attached. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's still killing somebody. I feel that. I mean, but your body is your body, you know? I ain't mad at you. If somebody called me right now and said that they have an abortion, I'm not mad at you. That's your body. Do you?
Now, going into our next question.
Yeah.
Which is, do you ever think it's appropriate for someone else to raise your child?
Yes, I do.
I do.
They can have all men.
There was actually a situation which you and I discussed a few weeks back, but I thought it would be good to bring it to this particular episode with Drea from Basketball Wives LA on VH1. Earlier, Drea back in 2007, she was arrested on charges of child endangerment, and her then 7-year-old son called 911 as he had been left alone. He was concerned, scared, etc. Just to move things along quickly, BET initiated an Ask Drea topic before her appearance on 106 in Park, to where it ignited a long attack, is what I call it, on Twitter, to where people use the hashtag Ask Drea, stating, "Did you tell your son to watch 106 in Park today so he can finally see you for the first time? Or is it true that your son had to dress up as a Ciroc bottle just to get attention from you? And does your son season his ramen noodles with tears because you're never home?" I think you don't know someone's situation. This is a woman who's clearly out trying to build a career for herself as well as her child. So wouldn't you rather her have her mother raise her child? Wouldn't you rather have someone else take care of that child rather than have her endanger him or have anyone endanger them? To me, I don't have a problem with that. I don't see why people are so defensive about it.
I mean, I was raised in a household where my mom raised my cousins, nieces, nephews, whatever, and we never looked at it like it was wrong. She loved kids. Yeah. So if their parents work too many hours or whatever, they're there.
Know what's going on.
It was all in the family though. So
yeah.
And nobody judged that. Like nobody cared. I mean,
and I feel like, and I think it's a little bit different because this is a celebrity, so it's people a little bit
but
more.
But she put people in her business. It came out because they started doing research, whatever. So when you invite people into your life and you do reality TV, you have to deal with what comes with it. You gotta have thick skin.
And that's true, but
don't invite people into your life.
People are so fake worried about Drea's child, but they listen to their next door neighbor beat their child to death on a daily basis and don't do anything. So I think it's definitely just because of the position that she's in. You don't know whether a parent is a drug addict, alcoholic, just a general danger to the child. They may be abusive. There are numerous reasons as to why other people may have to raise someone else's child. Just don't judge someone else's situation like that. That's how I feel about it.
All right, so let's get to the question. Adoptions, and speaking of adoptions and straight gays. Can gay parents raise kids as straight parents would raise kids? Is it equal? Why isn't it?
Are we not all human?
We're all human.
So, I mean, to me, I've heard that numerous times that gay people, it's fear that they will raise a gay child. And I've actually had people who were uncomfortable with me or my friends being around their children because they felt like, I don't know, did you think we would infect them? But, but I just feel like that's like saying, so how do straight people raise a gay child? How does that happen? Because evidently, based on some people's statistics, they think because we're gay, we're going to raise a gay child. So maybe is everyone gay? Because gay people are here somehow, if that's the way we're thinking about it.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, because straight parents do tend to bring up gay kids.
Both my parents are together, so they're straight.
And they're straight.
I'd like to think so. So please call in and explain that to me.
So, adoption. It's a lot of foster kids out there. It's a lot of kids out there that are waiting on parents to adopt them. Wouldn't you rather them be with a family any family, not just any, but like just have a safe home. So it might be a gay couple, or it could be a black and white couple, because it's a racial thing too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's the Brad Pitt. What's that child name?
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, all them kids they got black kids. You know, and they said she ain't gonna raise them kids right.
Thank you for calling Dirty Laundry.
Okay, I have 2 comments. My first comment is about the abortion. I am pro-choice, and I agree with what Pumpkin was saying about the adoption situation. It's I guess it's shameful to women to walk around 9 months with a child, and then you just show up at work. Well, where's the baby? I don't have it. I gave it up for adoption. That's very simple. And like you said too, you get attached. Yeah. And my second comment is about the whole Drea situation.
Yeah.
I feel like she wanted to be a model. I feel like her motives were not necessarily for her to better her child. So I'm kind of about it.
Yeah.
I have another comment too about the I just commented all over the place about the
gays.
Yes. Me and my friend were just talking about that today.
Okay.
And she was telling me that a friend of hers, her father is gay and he has a boyfriend, and her two-year-old son walks around. She said he, I guess acts feminine, and she was just like, he needs to be around straight people. Wait a minute, pump the brakes. Homosexuality is not contagious, sweetheart.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I need you to realize that he's going to mimic anything he sees. If he sees mommy in heels all the time, he's going to walk around in heels. He's 2. Yeah. So that just bothers me that people think like this. Some of those minds, it's awful.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
And exactly. So a 2-year-old, come on now.
Yeah, they don't know no better.
They don't.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's your own judgment. It's your call if you choose not to have your kids around gay people, whatever. But just understand, it's gay people at their school, at their daycare. You might be working with somebody that's gay. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's accepted now, just like the word nigger. It's accepted. Yeah. It's accepted, Ken.
It's not.
Get that. Whatever. I'm just saying.
Pumpkin.
I bet you get in the car right now and they on the radio talking about nigga this, nigga that, my nigga, what's up?
And that's very true. I choose not to use the word either way.
Yeah, that's not my way to greet my people. That's not how I want to greet you. I'm sorry, that's just not me. What's up, my nigga? Like, that's just not me.
Again, going back to the whole Paula Deen thing, she meant it in a derogatory manner.
All right.
No matter what.
Let that lady keep frying that chicken. Somebody put a picture of her frying chicken. I mean, I just thought it was funny. She said, I did this for y'all. I mean, she just wanted she cut up some watermelon too.
Yeah, okay. Wrap it up because we just have a few minutes left. Tell them where they can find you, Pumpkin.
Hey, y'all can find me on Instagram, TLL Pumpkin. Also, Celebrity Status Jewels is my new jewelry company, and we'll be having a storefront coming soon. Yeah, definitely follow everything. We got a fan page now on Facebook. You can pull up Facebook.com/Celebrity Status Jewels to like our fan page. And you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Kick, Celeb Stat Jewels. And also the P Show. Follow the P Show on Instagram and Twitter. That's 2, the number 2, the P Show. And if you would like to be a guest on the P Show, email us to thepshow@gmail.com.
And of course, you can watch this episode in just a few hours, as well as any of the past episodes, whether it be from this season or the first season of Dirty Laundry at KenBarbie.com, as well as YouTube.com/ToThePShow. But you guys can keep in touch with me on Instagram at @OfficialKenBarbie. Twitter, it's KenBarbie, that's ITS KenBarbie. And of course, it's KenBarbie.com, which is your number 1 source for news and entertainment.
Definitely. And the P Show.
Of course.
Saturdays.
From 3 to 5 p.m. I'll be there as well with my entertainment segment, Catching Up with Ken. So tune in. It's thepshow.com or 1011.
We had a ball last week.
We did.
Instagram should have never got video. Y'all need to go check out my video. I got a hashtag. P got videos. Pull up all my videos under P got videos.
Oh, and also my videos. Hashtag Ken in the City. It's a special little
That's,
something I'm working
is that
on.
your hashtag?
I did. I put it on the.
We gotta have our own hashtags. Y'all don't know how. And Facebook now you can pull up hashtags. So my videos will come on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah. So look out. Ken in the City
That's
is
right.
something that's coming. So.
And just remember to log on to thepshow.com or celebritystatusjewels.com. You can shop online. What else we got going on, Ken?
My lipstick.
Definitely.
My cosmetics line, which is for Pretty Bitches by KenBarbie. It's so
you
cute.
did really, you did really well.
Y'all clean me out.
Yes.
But we actually we have a couple different shades left. Go to just KenBarbie.com or just KenBarbie.BigCartel.com to get those before they go out. Also, we're working on restock within the next 2 to 3 weeks and introducing some new and fresh colors along the way. So just stay tuned for Pretty Bitches by KenBarbie. We doing big things over here.
Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all just keep up with us. Keep up with the moves. I'm on Facebook also. I am Pumpkin Green. Follow me there.
You can follow me on Facebook too
we love
KenBarbie.
Facebook.
It's at TZ KenBarbie.
I haven't been real active with it. Like
I've been using Facebook more so than Twitter lately, actually.
I'm on Instagram. I live there.
Why did I live there?
I do.
Rest
in peace, Divine. Rest in peace, Divine.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you know what? I actually reinstalled Vine because it's a lot of funny people on there.
I do look at Vine. I didn't delete it. I didn't delete it.
Videos, but I'll never post anything on there ever.
No, I'm never posting anything else. My goodbye video was there. So
you just say goodbye.
I did. I said, "Rest in peace, Vine." I did a video, and I was like, "Hey, y'all follow me on Instagram. You only get like 6 or 7 seconds."
Yeah.
And that's what's great about the Instagram video, because you get all those seconds.
But let me tell you what's not great about the Instagram video.
Cut on this video right now. You want me to do it right now?
Some of y'all have fooled us.
The foolery. The twerk videos in the morning?
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I got a twerk video yesterday morning.
People who took advantage of the filter option and looked like a completely different person
Yes.
until we saw them in motion and opened their mouth. What happened here?
Look, I don't know what happened, but video is real.
Yeah.
Like, you can see everything in the background. It's just too much. You
use
gotta
some discretion with your videos, you guys. And play it safe. We don't want to see just normal good mornings or here's my food today. Like, make interesting videos. I think it's possible.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all go on Instagram right now and check out my Slurpee disaster video.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I just posted. It was interesting. P got videos, check the hashtag. And y'all make sure y'all check us out on the P Show Saturday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. Log on to 1011thefam.org or thepshow.com.
Log on to KenBarbie.com. Thank you for